Hello everyone, my name is Sakiko and welcome to Vitanjo. Today I am making a video highlighting the most important tips I could come up with in one video. But before we get started, if you want to support me so I can continue making these tutorials, you can commission me or support me on my booth and coffee shops. Without further ado, let's get started. Right off the bat, you want to turn off the lines as well as the shading and rim light. This will give you a better view of your textures as you are making them. Once you are done, you can re-add them in VRoid or even make specific lines different colors in Unity. Next, if you want to significantly improve the quality of your VRoid models, I highly suggest making your own textures. This will automatically raise the quality and uniqueness of your model, since it is super easy to use the default items and many people take advantage of that. Another general tip I have is to remember that you can export all of your textures after sketching it in VRoid. You just right-click your layer, click export, and lastly, import it into your preferred art program. A good free program you can use is Krita. Last general tip before I get more into detail is to look on Pinterest for specific references. Even for normal art, looking at references can significantly improve the skill level if you use it properly. Whether it be design inspiration, which I will go over in a separate video, or just figuring out how clothing should be shaded, Pinterest is one of the best websites to use for such. However, make sure you are not plagiarizing other VRoid or regular artists. Taking inspiration is okay as long as you experiment with your own touch. Now that we have some basic information, let's get more detailed and break down each individual part of making a model. Let's start with the irises, but before that, let me talk about how to make your color choices look better. When choosing a color, try not to be too desaturated unless it is specifically stylistic. If you want your colors to look brighter, keep your color more towards the top or middle and towards the right. For blacks and grays, try to refrain from using actual black and gray. Instead, use the color, for example red, and have your color barely touch the lower left corner of the square. For shading, color pick your base color and move the color wheel to the left or right and move it slightly down and right. Adjust if needed. Now that we have that out of the way, let's make some pupils. Your eyes can make or break your model, so be sure to try to add as much attention to detail and love at this part. You can go crazy with the shape and colors, and remember to have fun and experiment. Of course, I can't tell you a definite way to shade eyes, as we all have different styles, so make sure you look at plenty of references depending on what style you want. Now, I will create my own eyes. Now, let's get down to the eye highlights. It is more or less the same thing. Have fun and go crazy. One tip that I will say is try not to use the mirror tool for major highlights, or it might make your model look cross-eyed. Here's a comparison. Next down the line is the sclera. Here, it depends on the style of the character and design, so it doesn't matter too much aside from try not to shade with saturated reds here, or your model may look high. Now let's get to the eyebrows. Again, this is all up to your design and style, so there's not much to say here. You can add a darker color to the end and a lighter at the front for a soft look. Next is eyelids. This is perfect for eye creases, so instead of drawing your lids on your face texture aside from eyeshadow, put them here. For eyeliner, like I said before, this is mainly depending on your design and style, but try to use your own textures, especially here. It definitely will make a difference. For a basic look, add a lighter color on either side of the liner and add a light color in the middle, like this. Eyelashes are optional, so I will be skipping this one. Just play around with the positioning and have fun. Now, for the rest of these, each part of the face is separated. Since I worked with the old VRoid, I'm not a big fan of this, so I will be mixing the lips, eyeshadow, cheeks, and nose on the actual face textures. I apologize. So, I will be deleting each category. Back to the face. Here, I shaded the area that I believe the shading should go. Following this, you can apply what we learned so far with the colors as well as do your style as you normally would. I will quickly show an easy face texture you can do though. Now we are done with the face textures. How pretty. Hoping this is helping so far, and if it is, please hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and tell me what you enjoyed about this tutorial. For the perimeters, I will be recording it as I speak, so I apologize if I don't explain it well. Okay, so to start off, for the irises, I always like to make the distance around 0.1 because otherwise, to me, it just looks like they're a bit cross-eyed, but that's just a personal preference. The size and the gaze doesn't really matter, it just depends on the character. Of course, the bigger the pupil, the more ooh-woo it's gonna be. And for eyebrows, not much I can say here. Pretty much just depends on your character. For the eyeliner, the wider and longer the eyes are, of course, more cute, and the shorter and smaller the eyes are, the more mature. However, for more mature, I also like to have their eyes pretty wide, but like kind of more closed like this. Of course, I messed with the other parameters, so it's a bit more narrow than if I were to have it normal. It looks kind of weird, so it really just depends on like the combination of parameters that you use. So yeah, I mean, of course, droopy's more like soft, otherwise it's like super tsundere type face, I guess. And for the nose, the higher and smaller it is, the more ooh-woo. The longer and lower the nose is, the more mature, of course. And you can just mess with these. For the mouth, I personally do not use the feminine lip thick because it makes the mouth like curve inwards at the middle and it just looks like a bad filler job. So I use the masculine lower lip and everything, so yeah. For the skin, of course, the longer the face, the more mature, the shorter and rounder the face, the more youthful. And lastly, you go to body, head width, and the lower the width, the more mature the face. The larger the width, the more soft uwu, as you can see here. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you in the next tutorial. This is going to be a new series. It's kind of like a VRoid do's and don'ts, but I'm separating it into longer videos based on each part of the body. The next one, I'm deciding between hair or body. I'll figure that out. It's going to be out soon. And yeah, remember, if this is helpful and you want to support me, you can follow me on Twitter, commission me, or buy something from my VRoid shop, or you can do all three. I have live 2D commissions open for $400. This includes the rigging and the art, and my VRoid commissions are open for $200. So yeah, I hope to see you in the future, and yeah, bye-bye.